Hey everyone, welcome to Gupshup's webinar on how to build a bot using the Gupshup Java SDK. My name is Shreyans Pashkirti and I am a developer evangelist at Gupshup. That's my Twitter handle right there. With me, I also have Abhishek Nama, who is a software solution engineer at Gupshup. Today's agenda will talk about Gupshup as a platform. We'll talk about the Java SDK which we have, and we'll see a quick demo. Well, bots are everywhere, right? I mean, unless you are hiding under a rock, you might not have heard about chatbots, but literally chatbots are everywhere. Every brand, every business is actually building bots, whether it is for customer service or for their product lookup or anything. So they are building chatbots to reach out to all their users. Now, Facebook alone has like more than 10,000 chatbots already built on them, and the number is growing, right? Well, how can you develop one bot? You can actually use Gupshup as a platform to develop a bot. We have tons of tools for everyone. Like for developers, we have our IDE bot builder, which where you can code in JavaScript in the online IDE which we have. We have flow bot builder for non-developers, where you can design the flow of the bot and create. We also have template bot builder, where you can actually choose a template and create a bot quickly. We currently have a restaurant template which a small restaurant can use and go online with bots in like literally in 5 minutes. We also have our NLP bot scripting tool, which is based on our NLP framework, which is our in-house NLP framework, and it is actually tightly integrated with the IDE bot builder. We also support the complete bot lifecycle, whether it is requirements, specking your bot. You can script your bot. You can actually architect your bot, deciding all the database, what data to store, and all. We have actually provided with that. You also have a dev environment where you can write your code. We have testing tools. Now we have a testing tool where you can actually test your bot without even actually going and publishing an individual bot on different messaging channel. So we have created something called Gupshup Proxy Bot on all these messaging channels that we support, and it is a great way of testing your bot before even launching it to your users. Once you are done with your coding, you can deploy on the hosted servers which we are providing. Then once you're done with everything, you can publish your bot on more than 20 plus channels that we support. We also keep on monitoring your bot health, where we keep on checking whether the bot is up and running or it is down. We are also coming up with bot store, where you can promote your bot, and we also have in-house analytic tools for you, where you can check how many users are coming to your bot and everything. We have also integrated with different bot analytics platform like dashbot.io, which you can actually link Gupshup bot with. So let's talk about the Java SDK, right? Now we also have a way where you can actually link your bot to Gupshup if you're not a JavaScript developer, whether you're trying to develop a bot in Java, Python, Ruby on Rails, everything, and you can link your bot. But the problem there is that you'll have to actually host it on your own server and then give us a callback URL and everything. So we decided that okay, we'll actually create SDKs for all various languages, and we started with Java. So it is very easy to use. You just have to uh, get the project in your local environment, then then you're done. You can actually change the code as per your requirement, business requirement, and the complete life cycle of testing, deploying on a server, publishing, everything happens on Gupshup platform. It is also similar to the IDE bot builder which we have, like all the functions, methods, and everything is quite similar to the IDE bot builder you have, so you can look at the documentation for that. There are some prerequisites, like you have to have Maven 3 on your system and also Java 8. So those are the things you can actually install, and then you can use the Java SDK which we provide. Now let's go ahead and look at the demo. Cool. For demo, before going into the demo, we'll go to gupshup.io, and I have already logged in. You can log in using GitHub or Facebook. Let's go into the docs, where we have actually documented the complete step which you can use for using the SDK. That's the IDE bot builder guide right there. You can also look at these guides to know what are the functions and methods you can use in the Java SDK which we have. But there's the Java SDK documentation, and you can find all the instructions which is there to actually utilize this project. The first step is all right, let's first look at this. Yeah, so the first step talks about installing the Maven plugin and Maven plugin on Eclipse. So we'll be using Eclipse as the IDE here. So we are going to now I already have Maven installed and Java 8 installed on my system and configured it in the Eclipse IDE. So I'm just going to open up my IDE and we'll take it from there. So what I'm going to do is go to Windows, go to Preferences, and go to Maven, and go to Archetypes, where I'm going to add a remote catalog. Now the URL for this catalog comes from the documentation where you have the repository file. Now this is actually the repository file of the central Maven repository, and I'm going to call it as central repo. Now this contains all the archetypes which the central Maven repository contains. So I'm just going to do this and say OK to it. And let's just say apply and OK. Now we are going to create a new project which will be a Maven project. So let's create a Maven project, and we'll just say next. I'm going to use the default workspace, and I'm going to select the central repository which we just configured. Now when you do that, it actually starts retrieving all the archetypes, and since there are a lot of archetypes in the central repository, it takes some time to actually show you all the lists. So we'll just wait for it. Yeah, and now since out of this I'm going to filter out the Gupshup repository, so for that I'm going to add a filter called for io.gupshup. There you go, and we'll be selecting the latest version, which is 1.0.1, and once I have selected that, we'll just say next to it. And now I have to give a group ID and artifact ID. So group ID can be like io.gupshup.bot, and artifact ID would be the project name, so I'm going to say webinar demo, and let's just finish. Click on finish. Once done, we'll see the project being created. Oh, let me change this view. And you can see the project right there. Let me just close this welcome message. Yeah, there you go. Now so we have the project set up here. You can see different folders and everything. On the documentation front, so far what we have done is we have actually completed step till 3, and till 3 if you see creating a project and everything. So we have set up the project, and the next one would be creating your bot identity. But before that, we will actually look at the architecture of the project. So under under src main/java, you have the bot.java file. Let me quickly open that. Yeah, you have bot.java file, and this bot.java file is the main entry point for your bot, where you have all the different methods already defined, like message handler, event handler, image handler. Now they all have the annotation which is actually self-explanatory. Like for message, on message you have the message handler, on event you have the event handler, on image you have the image handler, and so on. So this is quite similar to the IDE bot builder if you look at the documentation of IDE bot builder. But these annotations are important in order for your bot to actually understand which method is what. So now let's talk about the parameters. So you have an input parameter which contains all the important information, like about the message from user, from which channel the user is coming, what is the message user has sent, what is the unique ID of the user on that particular messaging channel, and so on. And the context contain all the different all the different methods which you can use, like send response, make HTTP call, database, and everything. The second file is GS bot slash cfg properties file. Now this properties file contain all the important property like API key, bot name, bot key, and the fully classified path of your bot. Now this will get auto populated once we actually go ahead and create a bot. The third file actually is the pom.xml. So where we'll see the dependency which is actually present there. So if you look at the dependency, you have the GSBot SDK Java dependency, right, and all other important information right here. So you can take a look at this as well. Now let's go ahead and create the bot. Now this bot will be created on Gupshup. Once you run this, for that we'll have to run this maven build goal, which is gsbot create, and it takes two parameters like API key and bot name as documented. So let's go ahead and say run, under run as, we'll do maven build. I'm just going to name this goal as create, and let's say goal gsbot create, and we'll add the parameters to it. So API key is the first parameter which we are going to add, and we'll pick the value from our account on Gupshup. So there's your API key. We'll enter it here and say okay. The second parameter would be the bot name. Now this bot name has to be unique throughout the Gupshup platform. If you enter a name which is already taken, then you might get an error saying bot name already exists. So let's try out webinar demo as a name, and let's see if that works. We'll just say apply and run. Let's open the console view so that you can see what is going on. Now if you're actually doing this for the first time, there are a lot of artifacts which will actually get downloaded, so you'll have to wait for it, and like we'll wait for it to complete. Once it is done, it will actually try running that goal, and as you can see, it ran and it got a message saying bot name already in use. So someone is already using a webinar demo as the name. So let's go ahead and change the bot name. We will again go back to run as, and under run configuration we will change the bot name according to our requirements. So let's just edit, let's say webinar demo bot 123. That's what we are going to name it, just to be on safer side. Let's run this. Since we are running it for the second time, all those artifacts which are already downloaded will not be downloaded, so we'll just get it actually it is available. That's why it is actually creating bot repository, syncing with bot repository and everything. You'll see a build success as well. Yeah, there you go, bot is created successfully. Now the repository is actually not refreshed automatically in Eclipse, so we'll just close the project and reopen it. Once we reopen it, you'll see that the repository is actually synced, and you can see, yeah, there you go, with demo master. So Gupshup provides you access to Git, which is a Gupshup's proprietary Git server, and you can do all the things which you can do with Git for this project, like pull, push, and everything, branching and everything. So now if you see the CFG properties file, it is actually populated with all the data, which all the values which we earlier talked about. And now what we now let's go to gupshup.io and open up the bot dashboard to see whether the bot entity is created on Gupshup or not. So as you can once this loads, you can see that webinar demo 123 is actually created. The status is development because we have not deployed it on the servers yet. If it is there are three stages: deployed, published, and deployed. So when you have not published it on any messaging channel, it is only deployed, and publish comes when you actually deploy it on messaging channel. So now now the default code of this bot.java is actually echoing back whatever message is coming from the user. In the message handler, you can see it's actually sending response back the message whatever you're getting from the. Now let's see how you can run this. So we are going to copy the run goal, using which we will be running the bot and then testing it out on proxy bot. So we'll just copy this gs run, and we'll go to again run it as Maven build. I'm going to name this configuration as run, and I'm going to paste whatever we copied as gsbot run, and we'll just apply and run. Once you run this, what this does is it actually starts a local server of yours and uh, deploy it on Gupshup platform temporarily for your testing purpose. Once that is done, you'll see a command of to run it on proxy bot, where you will notice, if you notice, you have proxy webinar demo bot 123 dollar. There's a dev 241, which is actually your dev ID on Gupshup platform. So once you register on Gupshup platform, that would be your dev ID. Well, that's mine, and your would be something different. So we'll go to Facebook Messenger, and we'll just paste the command we just copied. I'm just going to copy that. Now let's go ahead and say hi to it. Well, you see bot mapped event and hi as well. Now what happened here is that due to network, I got this message real late. Now bot mapped event actually is coming from the event handler, where so since we are doing proxy, we're using proxy bot and proxying it, it actually triggers an event, and the text for that event is bot mapped event, and that's what your bot got here, and it echoed it back. And when we said hi, the message handler received the hi and responded. So we'll say hello, and you can see it responded back with hello. So you can see that it is echoing the message. Now let's go ahead and change a code where to handle, like we'll say hi to the bot, and bot will respond back with hello and my name. So let's go ahead and code for it. Let's say if input dot get message dot equals ignore case, and we'll say hi, and we'll actually make changes here, and we'll say instead of input get message, we'll say hello, and we'll give a space and then user's name. So it input contains all the information, remember. So it is going to be display name, which contains the username. Else we'll just echo back the message. If it is not hi, we'll just echo back the message. We'll use the send response, and input dot message get message. All right, now we'll save the file, and once you save this file, what happens is the server actually restarts itself, and your file is saved with the new changes. Now you can go ahead, go to proxy bot and test the changes you have made in the file. So we don't have to say proxy again, because we have already we have already connected, mapped the bot. Let's say hi, and it says hello Shreyans Pashukirti. That's my name on Facebook. We can also test it on a different messaging channel, like let's go to Slack, and let's paste the command which we have copied including our dev ID. So I'm just going to enter this, and it will say bot mapped successfully, and it should also echo back the bot mapped event. Yes, and let's say hi. It will respond back with hello Shreyans, because that's what my current name is on Slack. Right, so now we have run the bot, we have tested the bot. It's time to deploy the bot. But mind you, you can also, while running, you can also run into this error where you will have to actually go to install JRE and add JDK 1.8 there. You can also debug your bot by running each of these goals under debug as and Maven build. Now let's go ahead and deploy your bot. For deploying your bot on Gupshup server, you have to run the goal gs deploy. Now once you go ahead, once you do this, you will name this first as deploy. let me first name this, and then run this, apply and run this goal. Now once you run this goal, you will actually get an error saying you will have to build your project first. If you see here, it says you have to build your project first. So for this, what we'll do is we'll actually edit the goal which we just add, and we'll add something called clean package here. So we'll run the goal called clean package along with gsbot deploy. Let's apply and run this. Now this will start deploying everything on Gupshup platform. There are again there are different steps that happens automatically. You'll have to wait for it because it takes some time to deploy it on the Gupshup platform, because the complete file and everything gets deployed and the required artifacts are actually downloaded and everything. So yeah, you see started bot deployment, and we'll see a build success once it is successfully deployed on Gupshup server. You'll also get a callback URL. Yeah, you can see we received build success, and it says it took 55 seconds, and you'll also see in the response body that the URL where it is deployed. Well, now we have deployed our bot. Let's refresh the dashboard so that you can see the status now as deployed instead of development. There you go. So now your bot is deployed on the server, so on the production server of Gupshup. Now we will actually test your bot without using your dev ID. So I'll just say proxy webinar demo bot 123. Oh, oops, it should be proxy webinar demo bot 123, right? Yeah, proxy webinar demo bot 123. Bot map successfully. I should get a bot mapped event. Sometime it actually takes time to refresh and restart the production server and all. So let's go ahead and say proxy one more time. There is usually a delay which is expected. So proxy webinar demo bot 123. Let's give that again, and this time I think it should work. Yeah, there you go. You get the bot mapped event which is echoed back from the event handler. And let's go ahead and say hi to it, and it should respond back with hello and my name. Same way, let's go to Slack and say proxy webinar demo bot 123. And you'll see bot map successfully, bot map event. Let's say hi, and it will respond back with hello Shreyans. Yeah, there you go. So now we have deployed the bot in production. Now it's time to publish the bot. So you can use the publish tab and click on this channels, and you can deploy it for all the 20 plus channels that we support. So you can publish it for all these channels like Google Home, Slack, Facebook, Workplace by Facebook, Line, Cake, our web widget as well, which you can embed into your website, right? So you can also follow this documentation for other steps and everything. So now you have seen that we have actually, coded, ran it locally, tested it on proxy bot, deployed it on server, tested it again to see everything is fine, and then we actually we can go ahead and publish your bot. That actually completes the demo. Thank you so much for joining in. You can see you can visit gupshup.io/webinar for upcoming webinars. You can write to us on developer@gupshup.io, and you can also follow us at twitter.com/gupshup. Well, thank you guys once again for joining in. Bye. Cheers.